Welcome Scorpio Ascendant, Scorpio Rising. This is all astrology with your end of January 2020 reading. I'm going to be talking about Venus and Mars. Venus is my love, what I value, my idea of relationships and compromise, things being fair and equitable. Venus is the feminine energy. Mars, masculine, drive, what I aspire to be. Mars is all about being the soldier, never stopping, never letting go, always driven, wanting to be the first out of the gate. Mars is the pioneer. Mars is your drive. What is going to happen between Venus and Mars? I'm going to go in depth because at one point at the end of this month, they do go head to head. They square off. Where does this happen in your chart? What areas of life can you expect tension and stress? And also understanding the Neptune effect. Remember, Neptune is illusion, delusion. Neptune is all about my need to escape. Venus will be under Neptune's effect. Neptune will also be squaring Mars. Mars also represents our physical body. Where is this going to happen? When is this going to happen? How is it going to look? What is it going to feel like? This is all for you, Scorpio Ascendants, and I'm going to go into that right now. All right, Scorpio Ascendant. Venus is located for you in Pisces. And this is in your 5th house. This is in the area of your life that is all about your creativity. It is about your children. Your creations can be your children, but is also your physical children, which can be people in your life that you consider your children, regardless of their age. This is also your fun, the way you express yourself, your joy. This is also the house of romance. This is the house of dating. This is also where I take my risks. This is the house of the gambler. If you have Pisces in this location, which you do, you're Scorpio Ascendant, Scorpio Rising, Venus is going to reach 16 degrees. Right now, she is at like 12 degrees. Today is the 21st of January. In a few days' time, I'm going to go ahead and give out specific dates and the angles and all the degrees and explain in more depth. But what's going to happen is Venus will be on top of Neptune. And I want to first explain what happens to Venus when that occurs. How does she change? Venus at that time, understand what Neptune is. Neptune literally is the higher octave of Venus. So they are compatible. Venus is love. Neptune is divine love. Venus likes compromise, but at this time, being in Neptune, Neptune is about how I retreat, how I escape, how do I get away from the material, physical, 3D, tangible world and get to that 5D realm, right? The unseen, the hidden, a place of peace. So for Scorpio's Ascendant, Scorpio Risings, that 5th house, having Pisces there, you used art. That could be music, that could be writing music, that can be a paintbrush, right, with some oils, that could be grabbing the canvas, that could be using a pen, whatever it is that you use for your tool, creating something would be an escape for you. And it is my recommendation at that time that you just go to town and let the Piscean and Venus energy merge and let us see your expression. Show us visually your expression of what love looks like. Your ideal love. I want to see it because this is going to be the highest and the healthiest way for this to express. Also in music. If you write music, if you play music, play. All right? If you're not doing those things, if you don't have a high level outlet, what Venus wants to do at this time is she's looking for ways to escape. She's looking for ways to have a good time, things that will satisfy her tactilely, because Venus is all about the senses. She rules Taurus. So she likes things that smell good, that feel good, that look good. She likes high quality stuff. Venus is all about saying, I want to indulge. Typically, Pisces is associated with drugs, with alcohol. Now, these are low-level expressions of that energy, right? It's the hidden, it's the subconscious, it's what goes on behind closed doors. What we want to do is recognize this so that when the time comes, we feel it and we're like, okay, this is that. So, okay, I'm just going to go and do this, right? Pick a healthy option. Now, if you choose not to, that is up to you. But what I want to talk about is that Mars is in this mix. And this matters because Mars also represents our human body. Literally, Mars is our vehicle that gets us around. It's like our car, okay? So when Neptune and Mars square, when they come head to head, what Neptune's effect is it literally lowers Mars's resistance, say to infections and to illnesses, but especially to substances. Neptune is substance, Mars is body. It's a square. It's tension, it's stress. It's somewhere you don't want to go, you know? So in other words, if you normally drink or if you normally partake in some substance of some sort, your resistance to it will be much lower at this time. So you want to be careful, all right? And I mention this because this is in the house of the recreation, all right? Is it in the house of creating something, of creating fun, of having a good time? And having Pisces there means this is all part of that, right? You light something up, you take a drink of something, and then you get out the tools and you start creating, right? You're under the influence, right? This is how that works. But at this time, you're going to be susceptible to things that, you know, you might have some really freaked out experiences at this time, things that might not be so good. This would be a time where people could easily overdose. I'm just going to put it out there. That's the truth. Because people will be taking something, they'll have a higher tolerance at other times, but at this time your tolerance level will be considerably lower because it's squaring the physical body. So knowing this, I'm going to give you dates. This begins on the 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, all right? It's for the last part of the month. On the 26th, this is a day of setting our new moon intentions. So do yourself a favor. I will attach the video below. It is for all signs, but I do give a by sign reading for each sign. Look and watch the Scorpio part where it specifically tells you what your new moon intention, where the prominent energies are to most make your dreams, your wishes, your hopes, and your gains come true, all right? Watch that because this all is happening at the same time. Neptune is about setting up our Venusian, our desire and our values. Neptune clouds that and adds a little bit of delusion to it, right? Like this is what I want, this is what I desire. That's Neptune's job to take that and to manipulate it, to hide those real values from you. So listening to that video will help you, will give you the tips of the other planetary support that's going to be coming in with dates, explaining what to do and when to do it in terms of your wishes. Now let's go a little bit deeper into this reading for you. Let's talk about what areas in your life are actually going to be squared off. I pretty much talked about Venus and how she is under the Neptune influence. She's all about needing to escape. For some, like I said, it could be art and music. Others, it'll definitely be using a substance. What you want to do, because Neptune is also about theater and movies, and so is Leo in the 5th house. At this time, realizing that we've got this square to Mars, and Venus being our feminine energy, and Mars being the masculine energy, it's the feminine person, right, in that 5th house saying, but I want a bubble bath, you know, because it's liquid, right? That's Neptune. I want to do this. And Mars at the other side, literally Mars will be coming in on the 2nd house, right? House of your values. Mars is going to be very assertive and saying, but this is what I value. This is what I want. So you have a square of values occurring. So this could be intense. This could be the feminine saying, but this is what I want. This is my idea of a good time. And Mars, masculine energy saying, but this is what I want. This is my idea of having a good time. And I want to go do it. So if you're in a relationship, it sounds like it could be a crossroads. Now, if you're in a stable relationship, this could be a time where you have to practice compromise. And the compromise can be something as simple as, we both have different ideas of what we want to do at this time. We both need different things at this time. So let's do different things. It's like the folks who are married who decide they're going to take separate vacations. Does that mean it's the end of their marriage? No. Not if you're in a committed, stable relationship. It's healthy. There are times when we all need to understand we're independent beings, you know, interrelating, and that we need to have alone time. We need to have our own lives and then come together, right? So we can have this interdependent relationship where we can then coexist as independent beings. So that's what this will be. That's what this looks like. That's what this, so that you understand, don't take things personally because you want something different, because that person wants something different at this time. This is normal. The challenge is, how do you deal with the differences? That's all it is. Don't take it personal. Now, if you're in a wobbly relationship, if you're in rocky roads, or if you're in a new relationship, this could be a time of greater division, because it would be a time where there's not a lot of trust built up, right? You're still in the trust building phase. And so it's like, okay, great. What does this mean, right? So this could be a time where people are definitely taking that fork in the road, where they take their separate paths. This could be that. This could be that. Because it's going to be very strong energies about, well, this is what I value and this is what I value. This is what I want to do and this is what I want to do. And they're not the same thing. It's the feminine and the masculine energy. Now, on the flip side of this is going to come in. This could include children. This is important, all right? For Scorpio Sun, Scorpio risings, children could definitely be in this picture. Now, I mentioned earlier that our creations can be children. So who you are in your life, you have free will. And how this expresses will really be specific. Like the details of this will be really special and specific to you. Because I know folks who don't have any children. But I will tell you, each thing they have created is as much a part of them as any physical child is to any mother. So there may be someone who could then challenge something that you've created, right? Or, here's the other part, you may find it very difficult to create right now because there's a conflict, a struggle within you between what you value and the way you want to escape and have a good time. They just don't work. They don't match, right? When we talk about complex individuals, which depending upon other things in your chart, which, by the way, if you don't know what your moon sign is or your sun sign and all that good stuff, or if you don't even know your rising sign and you're listening to this video because you're a Scorpio sun, comment your digits down below. I will hook you up, all right? With that said, I need to then further explain about the Neptune effect on Mars. The Neptune and Mars effect not having the typical resiliency to substances can affect the thinking, right? Now, I'm saying this because Venus also rules a couple of areas of your chart, all right? Venus rules Libra and Venus rules Taurus. Taurus is in your 7th house. So for Scorpio Sun and Scorpio risings, you've been going through relationship changes. Likely, if you were started 2 years ago. If you were in a relationship, a committed relationship, it may have ended. You may have started new relationships because that is really what this is. What do I value in a relationship? What do I really need in a committed relationship? And this could be business partnerships too. Uranus is going to be in this house for 5 more years. So at the end of that 5 years' time, right, this is Venus energy, things being fair, things being equal, learning how to compromise. You are going to completely evolve. How you think of a relationship is going to be completely revamped and changed, okay? Now, the other area of your life that I need to talk about is your Libra stuff, okay? Your Libra energy, which is ruled by Venus, is in your 12th house. This is the house of the hidden. This is the house of the self-undoing. This is the house of the past life stuff, which is why I brought up the Neptune squaring the physical body. Because it will be hidden thoughts, hidden energies, things that are in your subconscious that you're not aware of, that will compromise, that will be compromised at this time as well. And those things may come to surface. You may be aware of thoughts that you have had that were very strong. They feel like they're the 12th house is where we've buried shit so deep we can't find it. But anytime we have squaring energies, it brings that stuff up. It challenges us in ways where all of a sudden we have thoughts and emotions that arise And we're like, oh my God, where did that come from? Did that come from me? Holy crap. What you want to do at this time is understand that anything that's hidden from you has the ability to control you. You need to be able to focus the light on that thing, whatever that is. And it's going to have to do with thoughts about things being fair and balanced and in your committed one-on-one relationships, because that energy is in your 12th house. It's hidden. It's hidden from you. It's in your subconscious. So utilize this time as an experience, okay? Not a bad experience, but try to get something from it in the sense of how you can grow. And we do that when we put the light on something and we recognize, we acknowledge it, and we're willing to work with it. Understand that the Mars energy is ego. It's your ego, the ego that you hold within inside, and when you project that energy, it's a boomerang. So you may have others coming at you with a very strong ego. Astrology is not simple. It is very complex. So if this has been confusing, I apologize, but it is confusing. We have 12 houses in our chart. So there's 12 things that make up who we are, our personality, our passions, our drives, okay? Who we are is not simple, all right? So if some of these things don't resonate right now, there will be a time when they do, but rest assured, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th of this month, all these things I've talked about and that other video that you need to go and watch will be relevant, and it will help you to move forward in a way where it's not just about me, but it's about we, but more specifically, how you can grow individually to have a better we. All right, Scorpios, hope this has helped.